Hey everybody, how you doing? Hey, I just wanted to let you know first off, I stole Peter's living room. Sorry, old man King Homestead, but I had to have your living room in my living room because my office still got all this junk behind us. All right, first off, I found out what finally found out what was killing my chickens. It turns out I have a Fisher cat in my yard, and I don't know how many people are familiar with what a Fisher cat is, but they're in the weasel family. I initially thought that it was a weasel, but what I saw as scratch marks going under the fence was actually where the chickens were trying to get out and not where this big thing was getting in and taking over my coop area. So unfortunately, that's what I got to deal with. We did put a live trap in the coop where the door going in the coop goes right directly into the live trap, and we baited it with more chickens. So hopefully that makes it so that I can hopefully can get this thing into the trap. I don't know, they're awful big. But if I can get him into the trap, my thinking is I'm just going to go out with the 22 and I'm going to shoot him while he's in the trap, and then we'll dump the trap out. I know it's not humane or whatever, but these animals are nasty. All right, so uh, main topic tonight is going to be we're going to be going over. Hi Joe, fix it for you. Hi Jovita. Hi Thunderstick. Hi Paul. Hi Back to Good. Hi Nana Acres. We're going to be going over the list of master lives real quick, and I did tag that in the description of this video for YouTube. Um, First of all, I've got to give a big shout out because that big shout out has got to go out to Back to Good. Rachel, you did good, honey. You sent me a list that was really close to being 100% correct, and there's still others that we're going to be adding. Hi, Gary and Mary. Hi, Dale and Lisa. All right, so this is where we're at. I don't have times for one of them for Monday. But Monday we started out, everything's in Central Time, by the way, include my own because that makes it easier for everybody to follow along by. All right, so Monday, 6C is Missy and Eric with Tilted K Homestead. At 8C is Tish, no judgment here with Tish Ross. And I haven't been able to confirm yet, but somewhere in the middle there, or maybe at the end, is Rusty and Rachel with Robertson's Valley Acres. Then we go down to Tuesday. We got Gary and Mary, Jumps to Gems, Homestead. At 6C, we have Marcel and Denise with It's All Grady. We also have at 6C David and Sammy of Goat Days. We also have at 6C Rachel of Brazel Alley Soaps. At 7C, we have Tim and Jen with Ridge Life. At 8C, we have Mac and Patty, Southern Blessed Homestead. Okay, then we shift over to Wednesday. Hi, Evelyn. Then we shift over to Wednesday. At 4C, we have Jen and Wiley with Altruistic Farmstead. At 5C, we have Mama V, Possum Run Homestead. At 6C, we have Mike, Sid, and Frankie with 3 Mississippi. At 7C, we have Pretty and Pooch, Full Blown Country. And we also have Gary and Melanie of Simple Life Reclaimed. They have decided to join back in on these. So we'll see how theirs plays out. At 8C, we have Mike and Terry with MT Homestead. And at 8C, we also have Jason and Kerry of Sevenkin Homestead. At 9C is Brian, the Vineyard Farmhouse. And at 10C is Peter, Old Man King Homestead. And we switch over to Thursday. At 5C, we have Scott, Rambling with the Brums. And we also have MT Homestead, Homestead Hangout. At 6C, we have Jason and Tara, White Rock Homestead. At 7C, we have Ginger and Tiffany for Mud and for Nothing. At 7C, we also have One Day at a Time Farmstead. At 8C, we have Dale and Lisa, 9 Acre Family Farm. And at 9C, we have Tony of Kettle Kitchen. Anybody that I miss, if you can get them to email me their date, their time, and all that stuff, that would be awesome because, as I said, this list is not complete. by any means. Hi, Lori. How we doing? Yeah, I realized that come on homesteading on Monday before Robinson Belly Acres, but I don't have a time for Dave on what time he's going on, and sometimes he doesn't pick the same day every time he or the same time every time he does it. Hi, Patty. All right, so Friday we have 5C Brenda with Freedom Redbird. We also have 5C with Roxon Ant Country Road Cure. At 6C we have Mike and Lusta of the Drifting Dreamers 5, and we also have Jan of Simply Life Homestead. At 7C, we have Justin, Back Road Freedom, and we also have Scott, Rambling with the Brums. At 8C, we have Jason and Clarissa, Michigan Life above the 45th parallel. They just started last week. I hope they continue it. It was actually kind of a fun show. These next 2 days are really wide open for a lot of people that I'm aware of so far anyway. It's Saturday at 5C, we have Jess and Lisa with Lazy Days Ahead. At 7C, you have me, Halfass Homestead. Then on Sunday at 12:30C, we have Raquel, which is Cottonwood Ranch. At 2C, again, Mike and Terry, MT Homestead, Sunday shout outs. And at 5:30, again, is Peter, Old Man King Homestead. Now, there's a lot of men here that are doing more than one day, 1 hour, one time, or whatnot. And unfortunately, that kind of sucks up the schedule for when other people are going to be able to get on and do theirs as well. Now, there is, like I said, a link in the description where people can download this list. It'll give them something to at least guide their game plan on. I know Paul Honeyman's in here, and Paul, thanks for your help. Even though you couldn't really throw anything at me, you actually were the reason that got me invested in trying to get this list put together, because I don't know how you can keep track of them all. I mean, there's got to be times when everybody just thinks that they're going to be able to jump in and do something, and I don't know how that works out. Now, I did just find out. Now, they told me I can have 10 people in the green room with the plan that I have. I pay $20 a month for StreamYard. Hence why I get to have, well, you can't really see it, but over there in that corner, I get to have my own little code. But they told me I needed to upgrade to a different one, and that one wasn't even an option when I looked at it. So I don't know what the deal is on that. I will look more into it. It's another $19.99 a month more than what I'm paying. And I thought just starting out paying was probably not the best idea in the world. And to be honest with you, I really don't like this background, guys. I mean, it's pretty. If my upstairs office actually had a piano in the corner like that, I'd be in love. My music room's got one, but it's not a piano, it's a keyboard. And yeah, this room is not near as clean as that one. If you find a shiny surface up here right now with all the dust flying around, it'll be a miracle. Actually, I can find a shiny surface up here. I just buffed my glasses out to get rid of all the dust that was on them from working up here for 2 days in a row. But anyway, so that takes us all the way through for the list today so far. Again, like I said, if you got other channels, have them email me, or you can email me at crownpc@yahoo.com and let me know the day and the time. And I want the host name as well as the channel name. That way I can update the list and keep it going current, and I'll update it every time we get new ones added to it. I just noticed some mistakes on this one that I've got to go in and correct anyway. So this is just the draft for right now. But hi, Christine. It would be really, hi, Patty. It'd be really good to be able to put this list out for everybody, to be able to just have a list to just say, okay, I'm home, I'm bored, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see who's on tonight. And just be able to look at the list and say, yeah, I like these people, I'll watch it, or I don't know these people, I'm not going to watch it. There's a lot of them on that list that I may have watched once, but there's also a lot of them on that list that I watch repeatedly. Kind of almost as being on YouTube so much is probably not one of the better qualities of life. But to be honest with you, I consider almost everybody here friends. And because of that, it makes it worth my time to spend time with my friends. Be it on their live, be it on my live, be it on somebody else's life. It doesn't matter. And I do from time to time throw some money out towards other channels to help support their needs, their wants, and whatnot. And because I'm a business owner, I've been known to send out care packages. I've done it for Rox and Ant over there to Country Road Cure. I've done it with Gary and Mel. Um, I don't think I've done, well, yeah, I did with Dave. I actually hand delivered Dave's package. That was 35 coffee mugs for his new outdoor life channel or whatever he calls it. And just this morning, I sent one out to Mike and Lissa over there to Drifting Dreamers 5. So I'm known for doing that kind of stuff as well. But if anybody has anything they actually would like to talk about, I have no issues in talking about anything, basically. Yeah, and as you can see, I've got my It's All Grady shirt on. I think Marcel is a very funny man. We got to meet them at the Mid-American Meetup. And when I was going over to get my guitar out of the car to go play with Mike from 3 Mississippi over to the Ridge Crib, they actually thought we were packing up and getting ready to leave. And Marcel and Denise both ran over, shirt in each hand, and gave them to Leah and I. And they're going, I can't believe you're going to leave without giving us a hug and saying goodbye. And I was like, well, I'm just getting the guitar out of the car. Come join us over to the Ridge Crib. We're not leaving yet. And we stayed for probably another hour. I believe that would be about right. But yeah, it was fun. Would I do it again? Next year, no. I know that Mike and Lissa and Come On Mountain and all them are talking about doing something over there at Blue Mountain Lake, which would be really nice because that's the area I want to move to. But for us, that's an awful long drive. And I actually promised my girlfriend Leah this year that we were going to be going to Florida to visit with her sister who lives down there that she hasn't seen in probably 3 years now. So we'll be driving down there again. Hi, Nana. So anyway, yeah, I kind of walked into this one with thinking I have going to be talking for a long time on that list, but that list kind of walked out of itself all on its own. I will not be using, I can't even get my finger to work now. I will not be using this background anymore. As you can see, every time I turn my head, weird things happen. And I actually have a security monitor behind my head. So every time I move my head, you can see what my security monitor's got going on it. So I will not be doing this one anymore. Peter, you can have it back. I don't know how you got the one with the recliner because that looked a lot more comfortable than this one. Actually, Rachel, we're going to be looking for raw land, although I have been looking in the area at houses that are available. I don't mind finding something that is a house already available, but the problem is the market out there is very unsteady when you go through realtors. I was told from Anthony, Country Road Cure, that the best way to find property is to get property that somebody owns, or that by inheritance or whatever, that didn't list it through a real estate agent, but just doesn't want to pay taxes on it anymore because they'll never use it. And there's a lot of acre available out that way for people looking for that, from what I understand. How many acres? I'm going to say I want nothing less than 4 and probably nothing more than 10. I don't want to be like the 41.36. That is way too many acres, even though their taxes are cheap for it and stuff. I think that's way too many acres. And if you don't need to use the land, why buy it? You know? I know the list is off, Paul. I'm not trying to leave anybody off of it. Again, like I said, if you want to email me the day, the time, the host's names, and the channel name, you can send that to me at CROWNPC, that's Crown PC, at yahoo.com. And I will get you added to the list, and I will keep the list updated. I'm actually running that list off of my website as a link page. So if I make an update to the page, you can always go back to the same link that's shared in the description, and it will be updated as I update it, because that page is going to stay there on that server for a very, very long time. It's just going to be updated a lot because there are a whole lot of things available. 4 would be nice. 4.9 would be nice. 16.5. I guess I could play with 16.5. It's more than I want, but right now I'm on 0.59 and I have no room. So I definitely want room. I want to have more animals. I'm going to be getting more chickens here soon. And for sale by owner, yeah, that's the best way to look. And from what I've heard, the for sale by owner, or the ones that aren't even listed, the ones that are just somebody owns it, they told a friend of theirs that they didn't want it for whatever reason, those are the best ones to look for. Hey, Gary, I'll share that 80 with you, brother. I don't want half of it though. I don't want 40.36 either. I'll just walk off of that little corner of about 5 in the front. I'll be your drifting dreamer and create my own dreamer's landing down there in the front corner of your lot. I don't mind driving up hills. I don't care about that. And it would be really cool to be able to drive a long way up a driveway and just be off the road a long ways, not a civilization. But I don't feel it's a necessity. If you look at roads like where Drifting Dreamers and them guys are, or even like SLR and come on, or Country Road Cure, once you get off that main road, you don't have to go very far to be in the back acres. They're, you know, off the main line where people can't really find you. I don't mind. I do drive a 4-wheel drive truck, so that's kind of cool. Well, happy birthday, Nana. Boy, when I hear Nana, I'm thinking grandma, not 28 years old. But no, I mean, right now I live on a main route and I hear every vehicle go by. In my house, if the windows are all closed and stuff, it's really quiet. But my driveway is a total of about probably 30 feet long. I mean, my house literally is right on the edge of the road. And I want to get back off the road a ways, find something that's really nice to be able to move into and stuff. Yeah, I don't really want to be a hobbit, or I don't know about Earth Home. Those are pretty cool. We do have one that's in our county that is really, really cool. And what they did is they just went into a side hill, dug it all out. They built their house. They left just the front of the house sticking out of the hill, and then put the hill back, and then put a whole lawn up over top of it. So every time they mow their lawn, they're mowing the roof. And I talked to the owner of that house right after it was done, and when I got done talking to him, I was pretty impressed because yeah, Gary, I'm going to say you probably could stand here in that much traffic, but like I said, this is a main route. I hear everything. In my office, I keep the windows open a little bit because it gets very hot. I'm upstairs. But yeah, no, like I was saying, their house. I talked to the owner, and the owner said, "Hey, Patty, yeah, I have talked to Jeff, and no, I don't want to be where there's a bunch of dogs because I'll be right back in the same position I am where he lost his head, half of his chickens too. I don't want to be doing that." Um, when I talked to the owner of that hillside house, they told me the reason why the front of the house sticks out of the hill is because it faces south, and it's all solar powered windows that they have on that side of the house. So when the sun comes up, it's actually charging their batteries and stuff for use inside the house. They're totally off power. if the sun gets too hot, it monitors the temperature inside the house, and it'll actually automatically close the blinds on the inside of the house so that it doesn't heat the inside of the house up. But during the wintertime, they heat with one propane, no vent, blue flame heater for a whole house. This is a 3-bedroom house. This thing is probably in the neighborhood of about 1,500 square feet. And I'm like, that is really nice. That is really nice. Oh, Rachel, I don't want that much land in that area, but yeah, I wouldn't mind buying from the same guy that Bobblehead bought from, because I've actually been in talks with Mike and Lissa over there at Drift Dreamers 5, because they were looking at that same property. Yeah, 10-acre lots, that would be acceptable. A little bit less would be acceptable. Like I say, down to maybe a 4-acre lot. I like to have my room to play. I want to have room for my animals. I would do 10 acres though. I think 10 acres would be acceptable. The last camp I had in my local area was out in the middle of a big field, and that big field was 13.14 acres that we picked up for, I think it was $13,000 from a guy who owned it that just didn't want it anymore. He was like, I'm never going to use it, sell it. And I walked off on it on a land purchase deal on that one. And something like that, I would be more than happy to do. Thunderstick, don't worry. You can lurk all you want, brother. We don't have an issue with that one. I'm not too sure, Rachel, where Casa is. I really want to stay close to the Havana area, not too far from where Drift and Dreamers 5 and all those guys are. I mean, within a half hour of that area would be okay, kind of like what Mike was saying to his Uncle David. If I could stay within a half hour travel time, that would be cool. So, yeah, Havana area would be a really good area for me to be looking in. Not that I'm saying there aren't other better areas or whatever, but that's just the area I would like to be in. I actually do like Marcel and Denise's area, but they are so far from everybody else that an hour east of Blue Mountain, yeah, so that'd be probably an hour and 10-minute drive to David's, which would be okay. I could handle an hour and 10-minute drive. Heck, I do that when I go to town and back. Actually, right now where I'm at, we have like a little country store. It's called the Deli and Hardware Store, and we have a pizza shop. We have a gas station and a post office, and a library. And on Saturdays, a farmer's market. But if these guys don't have what I'm looking for, and I have to go to Walmart, that's about a 40-minute drive from where I live right now, and a 40-minute drive back home. Now, again, I own a business, so I try to make every trip I make off this property become a business trip, because that's 65 cents a mile you can write off on your taxes. I really like that because it doesn't take much to write a trip off for a business trip. I can go to Walmart and buy paper, and that makes that Walmart trip automatically become a business trip. Or I can just drive to Main Street on that town and go to the post office, and it automatically makes that whole trip a business trip. And they also have a really nice place that it's an office supply store. They're very expensive, but I could go there and I can buy stuff too, and it's right near Walmart. So I could say, well, no, I didn't go to Walmart per se. I went over here to Hummel's office and got stuff over there. And because they're so close together, the tracking for the vehicle mileage doesn't recognize the difference between the two different buildings. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, my local Lowe's, I've got two of them. They're both in the neighborhood about 35 minutes away. Actually, I've got one that's behind my house that's probably closer, but I don't go to that one because they normally don't have as much stuff as the one in Cortland has. And then if I want to go to a Home Depot, that's an hour and 10-minute drive just to get there. maybe even a little bit more. Maybe even a little bit more. And Home Depot has things that Lowe's doesn't have sometimes, which is kind of weird. But like I say, we've got the local hardware store. If I'm working on a project, of course, as you guys have seen in my past videos, everything becomes a project. My whole house is a project right now. I'm trying to get it fixed up and ready to sell. But if I want to just run down to the store and grab like some sheetrock and maybe some 2x4s or something like that, our local hardware store has all that stuff, and their prices are very, very close to being what it would be for Lowe's without the extra drive time to go to Lowe's and pick it up. And actually, they told me if I ordered enough stuff from them, they would just put it on their truck and bring it to me because it's only a mile down the road. Not even a mile. I think it's a half mile down the road. Our post office local is 1 mile from the house. And I laugh about it. It's like, oh, I just made another $1.30. Oh, what'd you do? Yeah, go to the post office and back. 5-minute run. If I could do that every minute and a half, I'd be happy. Yeah. Back when I mowed lawns for a living, I actually made $1 a minute for all the time my equipment was on a yard, and that was good money. So, and that was with the whole crew. So yeah, if I can do that myself, just going to the post office and back, I don't mind doing it. Most of the time, I let my employees take the mail though, because they have to do that about the same time as lunchtime. And when lunchtime gets here, they're going to go eat. It doesn't matter if they're going to come back and only work for 10 minutes more. They will go eat. Right? I find it ironic, but even if they had been done for 10 minutes and it's getting close to being what would be lunchtime, I tell them, take the mail, go to lunch, you get paid for the time. I don't care. And they'll come back and say, okay, well, we're done. All right. Have a nice day. I'm good about that. My employees, they take care of me and I take care of them. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Rachel, that's one of the things I fear out there. You know, I mean, especially getting into the Havana area and stuff, is if you have to go to the big city, like Fort Smith, that's a long drive. I don't mind taking long drives if it's a necessity trip and you're going to get enough stuff to make it worthwhile to make that trip. But yeah, that's a long drive. And Command Mountain did the same thing with his tractor. That Mahindra tractor is a beast. But if he wants to get that work done, he's got to take that thing to Oklahoma. It's like, wow, are you serious? Thankfully, they give him a place to park the trailer so he hasn't got to bring the empty trailer back and then go back down with an empty trailer. They can just fix the tractor and he can drive back over and pick the trailer up and pick the tractor back up when they're done. But that's a long drive. I'm looking at probably uh, I like Russellville. Yeah, actually, Rachel is correct. Um, 1.5 hours to any other big stores, and being close to Russellville is uh, really like a plus. But yeah, they don't do Russellville on their trips. Russellville is in the neighborhood. Havana and Russellville are real close together actually. I have homes.com send me Russellville properties for sale, and like I say, there's not a lot of them. They aren't cheap, but hey, if you want a decent house, you got to pay the money to get it. And if you want to build your own, you're going to pay the money to build it. So it doesn't matter to me either way. I've done contracting work all my life. All right, guys. So I'm still going to keep this one cut short to the half hour as I have been doing. I think that's plenty of time for anybody to listen to me ramble on. And we'll see you guys again next Saturday. And hopefully by then I'll get some emails in telling me what other channels I missed. Again, I want the day, the time, the hosts, because that's important. We need to know who these people are and the channel name. And CROWNPC at yahoo.com. Email me your information and I will be sure to add you to the updated list. And again, the link is in the description, and that link will be continually be getting refreshed with new information as it comes in. All right, guys, we'll catch you all later. Have a good night. Gary, I will.